Hello, hello, hello. I appreciate you. Hi, Bobby. How are you tonight? I'm not doing any readings tonight. This is the Alchemy of You. I appreciate you being here during the live stream, and for those that are watching the recording, um, and those that might listen to the audio later. So I appreciate you being here and taking an interest. My name is Julianne Guthrie-Smulson. I am a human being. First and foremost, I've had a lot of challenges in my life and much to heal from. I choose to heal in very unconventional ways. Um, so this is, I'm just introducing myself and some of my background. And then I'm going to go into, hi, Kaja. Hi, Nicole. So the way I chose to heal is, hi, Logan, is very unconventional. I started seeking out Reiki and massage for my healing. I really, nice, Nicole. I'd be tired. Healing. I really leaned into that. And psychic energy healings and readings were, I did a lot. It's like a lot is an understatement. I did a lot. Oh, hey, Bobby. Oh, man. I totally forgot, man. I'm so sorry. This Friday I can, but I got something going on. If you're still here, I'll get back to you. Sorry. When I'm done with the show. Okay. So I got the bug. It's, as I was doing my own healing, I got the bug, right? To learn anything I could about healing modalities, body work, becoming psychic. I dove into psychology, philosophy, and metaphysical. And I went like aromatherapy. I went into essential oils and crystals and numerology and astrology. And like, I didn't learn astrology, but I'm still like fascinated. Like, I don't have the bandwidth to like go into that. But anyways, it was part of my healing. It still is part of my healing. And wait, I got this. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Oh, so right now, guess what I'm doing? I've been called to teach now. I have known that I'm supposed to become a teacher. Hi, the seeker. Yes. Heal yourself. Yeah. You're mentally, yeah, I'm mentally broke. Yeah. I have known since early in my awakening that that's what I was meant to be here. It just took me a long time to do it because I had other healing to do before I made it here, right? That's like the God honest truth. So teaching is part of my healing. If you want to know a little bit more about me and my healing journey, I wrote a book about the beginning of my awakening. It's called Master in the Making. It's available on Amazon and paperback, and I also have released the entire audio book on this channel for free. So you can go, yeah, seeker. You can choose Jesus Christ. That's your belief. Everybody's can have their own beliefs. That's right for you. Before I move forward, I want to remind everyone here watching that everyone's entitled to their own beliefs, and we are a positive community that supports one another and respects one another. Um, this channel is for entertainment purposes only. Please seek out professional healthcare attention. We do not diagnose or treat illnesses, conditions, nor is anything discussed here considered a replacement for professional health care. There's something interesting that I have recently observed in my personal healing. And I knew it's like a pinnacle of part of my healing, that I knew I'd come to this pinnacle. I just didn't know when, and I didn't know if it was actually going to happen until it did. So this is about trauma. So any trigger warnings, I'm not going to go into any details, but I suffered a lot of childhood trauma. And so trauma, hi JV, trauma makes us feel unsafe, and our mind does things to protect us. Like, we will repress memories, we will disassociate. So a lot of us, just in general, are not in our bodies fully experiencing the here and now. So the bottom line is we don't feel safe. Like, I feel like I kind of see that in a lot of people in these online communities. And they're doing their healing, and they're on their own journey. They're working at their own pace. I believe one of the things that I'm here to do is to help people to learn how to make themselves feel safe, feel grounded. Like, I've been there, done that. I'm like walking the walk, talking. I'm trying to talk the talk, walk the walk. To be grounded and relaxed, like to work past those subconscious things, those conscious fears, those like things that we aren't even connected to, so that we are able to like experience life in a more, I don't know, a more enriched and spirit experience. I had someone call this like life in technicolor. So like it tastes better, smells better, you can hear it better, you can feel it better. Okay, so having that childhood trauma, like anybody, nobody's immune to, like, I want to call it programming in a sense, from your family of origin. You have experiences, you have beliefs, you may not have trauma. You've got to have something there, right? Some perceptions of what happened may not be true. So what I'm trying to say is, based on those experiences, is that we think that's normal. We think, and we go out and we seek that. Okay, we default to people and situations like the ones that we're accustomed to. We find comfort in those situations. We choose unhealthy people and situations, which in turn, is more trauma or more of the same, and like you get stuck in that and you can't get out of it. And so, Laura on Let Spirit Guide, she is talking about this yesterday on her show, and she's on her channel, and she's talked about this a few times. And we go, when you awaken and you're on the spiritual path, you disengage, when you're awakening, you tend to disengage from those unhealthy people because you recognize the patterns and the situations. They don't serve us any longer, and we're seeking out that healthy, um, the stuff that we really want and crave and need in our life. And it's out there. It's just, it takes a while to, like, you know, okay, this is where I was really going with what I was feeling in my body. I kind of like this was out of order. Yes, I have some teleprompter here. So, okay, so in my case with my trauma, I disassociated, and I just kept disassociating because I was with these people. Like you got the childhood stuff, then you like find more people like that in life, and then you're with those people in life, and like it's compounded and compounded until you deal with it. Like I'm like this age, like, still dealing with it, but once you start healing that and being more in your body, guess what happens? Like this is what I was talking about. I knew was going to happen, but I wasn't exactly sure. As you start feeling your body, you start feeling your pain. And so, I had to go through all this stuff to understand it so I could teach it. When I'm going to go into this a little bit later, but this is stress, all of this trauma and compounded stress over and over again builds up in the body. It's inflammation, it turns into pain, and it can become chronic. Well, in my case, it became chronic because I lived with it for so long. To the point where I'm recognizing, like, I felt guilty just for like not doing anything, and like that's really messed up. But I think there's other people that might recognize and identify with that, especially women. Okay, especially women my age. Let's see. Yeah, so through this process, I had to become aware of and call out the external stuff for what it was and accept it, and then bit by bit go through it, go through my emotions, go through my feelings and my beliefs, and finally sinking back into my body. Like I said, I was feeling that there, we're not doing that now. Oh man. Okay. So this can be a long and slow process of examining our beliefs, our perceptions, and our thoughts that we cling to. That is our pattern, and how we have learned to exist and function in the world, for better or worse. Sometimes we have to strip these things back to the core and to the foundation to completely rebuild. And that is absolutely okay. It's like I personally have had to end a lot of relationships, and with that, I've had to deal with a lot of grief. So it's really hard to grieve someone that's passed. But I feel like it's harder to grieve people that are still living, and because they're still living. But it's just a sad fact that this is part of the process. And, I've heard like this is pretty common on the spiritual path. I want to share when I was learning and later practicing cranial sacral massage. I learned about this thing called the still point, which is, in my mind's eye, look like look like the infinity symbol. The symbol was something to focus on to see how relaxed your client was. It would go from this infinity symbol would go from very calm and then, as the name implies, it would come to a still point. This is what I would call homeostasis of the body. Hi, Maria. Maria, I'm not doing any readings today. You can come back on Wednesday. I already answered this question on Saturday night, so you can go back to the video from Saturday night and get the answers there. Just a class, just me chatting, a little bit like nervous, but your answer is waiting for you Saturday. So I call it homeostasis. So, and it's just like, it's something that I've gone back to. It's like, I personally, like, we had to work on each other in class. And so I knew what it felt like. And I knew, like, being on the table and then being as, the practitioner, knowing the feeling on both sides of it and going back, trying to get back to it. It's like meditation and getting to this very peaceful state. But that's like the goal of where you want to be in order to start healing. That's why people are like, you need to meditate, you need to meditate. Yeah, you have, like, when you're in this state, you have the ability to heal the mind, body, and spirit. This is where we can change our mindset. And this is where we can feel safe and secure and to live in the moment. It takes a lot of practice. You can't just flick a switch. It's taken me years to get to this point, to recognize that this is where I need to be. Or this, like, I did a lot of work in, especially like doing the external work and going, well, like calling the situation for what it was, or like how this person was behaving. I did a lot of like research into psychology, like what's this? Like, what's this behavior? What's this? So, I do have like a little background in doing this. Like, I'm not like licensed or trained in any of it, but I did that for me personally. So, if you have to, that's something that I did to work through my stuff. Well, we can do questions on the material I'm covering. So if you have questions about the material, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, what was I saying here? Knowing that external might be external. Okay, this is something I really, when we quiet the external world, we get to know ourselves, right? And we get to separate that external world and really question, like, knowing how the external world might be disturbing our internal peace and how we might be contributing to it. It's our own programming. It's our default setting that we need to access from a different perspective, to have awareness of it, and then decide to make changes toward that inner peace and that homeostasis. So there's a couple things that are I have examples of. So this could be like you have a certain political identity, and like there's a lot of people that have this, they can't live without talking, feeling, being that political identity. And I don't think they recognize that they're creating Anthony, that they might be creating their own um, trauma, like traumatizing themselves, causing themselves uh, depression, anxiety by constantly seeking out this material to constantly digest and regurgitate and to debate and get angry about. So that's why I don't do political stuff on here. So another is drama. People like feed into drama, like or gossip. And I like the whole climate of the internet is like, comment sections like tearing somebody down and saying nasty things about people. And so like you can get caught up in that kind of crap. And it's not just online. These are like personal lives where people are like doing, I am kind of guilty. I've been in both of those arenas doing those things, so I know. Like, and getting caught up into that is like, breathing air to people, and it can really have a negative impact on you, especially when you have that around you and you're trying to get out of it. So it's hang in there. Hey, don't lose your mind. But trying to get the homeostasis can be troublesome. So, when we make these changes, we are alchemizing our energy. You are the alchemists. You are the magicians. You're taking that base metal of who you are right now and turning it into gold. That's why this is called the alchemy of you. There's something really important that I want each person or alchemist to understand here. Okay. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Energy is consciousness. Okay. And consciousness is energy. Energy is our thoughts, our beliefs, subconsciously, consciously, our intentions, our speech, what we say. Okay. You guys know this. This is this. Hi, Witchy Trista. So this is like, this course here is just like a base course for like entry level. I don't know anything. Like, and maybe you do know something. Hopefully somebody learned something here. So, I just started from the beginning, I guess, where I thought. Okay, so our actions and our inactions are energy too. All living and non-living inanimate things contain energy, like items, homes, land. Energy can leave an imprint on other people and items. I already said that. Depending on the energy of the events, like basically events will happen, that energy will get trapped on something. Like, and by the way, water is an amplifier of any energy. So depending on the strength of that event, emotion, whatever it was, it can go deep and wide. It can get heavier, so to speak, as an imprint. I've done a lot of paranormal investigations, and what I've experienced several times is a dark gray to black mist or fog, and it moves with intention. Okay. And that's how I knew, I'm like, this thing's got consciousness. It's moving intentionally. And it's like, this is not an entity. It's a gray mist or fog. And it's moving into a space where it wants to be, where it lives. It's really like strange stuff. But, I saw ghosts. I communicated with ghosts there. And I did this remote viewing. So I was doing mediumship. Hi, Heather. So I saw things and people that seemed to be energetic imprints. So they didn't seem to know I was there. They seemed more like an imprint on the land. Um, and like they were like on a loop of what whatever experience they were having at the time. Like, for example, I saw like two men and a woman having a picnic at a picnic table, and like other things were happening that were different periods in time. And I'm gonna have to explain this. It was like these events were stacked on top of the land, and like I couldn't tell you where it would be in time and space. Like it's like on a map or a tangible physical thing. Only that it was on this land and it did happen on this land. That's all I could tell you. I wouldn't be able to tell you, well, I could, depending on what I was picking up, it's like a particular place I did one of these was Elvis was in the service at the time that he had gone to this place. And so we could like go, oh, this is, this period of time, I don't know, 1956. I don't pick up numbers or dates. But I can roughly estimate like when it was based on there was Civil War, things going on. There was, I saw the KKK come down the hill. It was like, what's going on here? It's all happening at the same time. And it was at the same time period. But so that's consciousness, that's energy. What I currently believe right now is that our souls are energy. Our souls are essentially consciousness. Our experiences are energetic. Our interactions with one another are energetic exchanges. We hold on to other people's energy consciously and subconsciously. This is very important. We hold on to experiences and our perceptions of our experiences, whether good or bad. This is very true because in my work as a Reiki master teacher and psychic and empath, I pick up physical manifestations of the dysfunction in the body. Okay. And whatever emotional charge that trauma or experience is attached to these illnesses. This is called metaphysical anatomy. So I do a lot of this in my work where I'm picking up, let's say it's the gallbladder. Well, the gallbladder is connected to, I don't remember. Let's do something else. Let's do a knee. So let's do the left knee. The left knee's like, okay, somebody's got something wrong with their left knee. And so the left knee means I'm having trouble moving forward. There was something, left side's feminine and right side's masculine. So typically it would be something to do, maybe a relationship with a female person, and having an experience with them. It could be anything. It could go back to childhood. So I can pick up on those sorts of things, their experiences, and go, well, did this happen? And then tell them, well, this is how I perceived it. Maybe you perceived it a different way, and they're able to process it. And funny enough, their knee stops hurting, or it doesn't always work that way, but I've had those experiences. And of course, you're clearing out energy too when you're doing Reiki. But So think about this. So, I really wanted to go deeper into energy today, but I'm just going to leave it at this because I really kind of want to do some illustrations. They're going to be stick figure people and interactions of energy with one another. Hello, Workros. The transmissions today is about energy and consciousness and healing. So when we're in a room with somebody or we're in chat with somebody, we are picking up energy, right? Like it really doesn't matter where we're at. You can do it naturally, or you can develop the sense in order to feel that energy of those around you. Like I'm just an empath and I can pick it up. But sometimes I don't know if it's me or if it's somebody else. So sometimes you got to ask. But usually you can pick up like somebody's vibe. Oh, this person's like happy, or this person's angry, or this person, scared. And so you can pick up those things. You can pick it up in the chat, like somebody's not feeling good. Where am I going? What am I trying to get at? So it's just like energy's everywhere. That's what I'm getting at. Everything's energy. And we pick up vibes, right? We pick up the vibe of the channel. Okay, so going further, think about this. Our soul is consciousness that contains memories of past lives, right? So sometimes, our past lives express that consciousness will express itself in the physical body when we're born. It's bringing some sort of experience, whether it's some sort of traumatic experience, whether it's death or something else that happened, a wound. And those get expressed in the body sometimes as birthmarks. I don't think it's always that's how somebody died in their past life, but I do feel it is a consciousness, an energetic thing that's carried forward with the soul's consciousness. And we can also bring forward our interest from past lives. That energetic consciousness can bring the interest, the connections to lands. We can bring forward beliefs, attitudes. For example, I'm really drawn to Celtic stuff and excuse me, and Greece. And so I discovered I have past life connections there. It makes a lot of sense when, so another thing is we might have past life connections with people where we feel like we've known them forever, and we might, just feel this really deep connection with them and vibe with them, so to speak. Because it's remembering, it's a lot of remembering. So it's like the Akashic records. The Akashic records are energetic records of everything, time and space. And so we're just like part of the we're all connected. It's all connected. Not again. Second call. I'm gonna have to turn this thing to do not disturb. Is that all I got for it? Does anyone have any questions? Hi, Jan. Let me look at this. That's all she wrote today. I felt very disconnected. With this. I felt connected while I was writing it. You had, awesome, Jan. Greek, half Irish. So, I wanted to turn this off. Why didn't I turn it off? So I want to get back here. So that's what I have for you today. And I'm going to be doing more of this. It's just, I'm just doing it ugly, doing it like, however it turns out, it's going to turn out because I just need to do it. I've been holding off doing this for years and it's time. Then I got something else fun that's going on. On Friday, I will be with Jan. I might be with Bobby and them this Friday. Nice. Thank you, Sunshine. So, I know a lot of stuff is just like going to the Wayback Machine here and going, okay, what do I need to pull out of here to teach them? What I want to talk about. So this Friday, I will be simulcasting, doing readings with Jan. So she'll be on her channel. I'll be on my channel. We'll be together. And then I might be on ERRT radio or intermission transmissions. I think they're inviting me to do some readings over there. I will try to simulcast to my channel. I feel obligated now. But, so I am getting really excited about this. I'm just going to I'm about to freaking burst. So I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag. So I've been talking to somebody. Had a few North Streams that I looked back into the 23andMe that my sister did, and my mom's Hapleo group came from Nordic Hunter-Gatherers to Ireland. Nice. I did a lot of my genealogy. I went way the hell back. So it goes back. Yeah, it goes back. I did. I'm related to some undesirable characters, but some desirable characters. I did a lot of history stuff, but anyways, back to I am collaborating with somebody fairly new to me. She's a psychic medium, astrologer. I don't know. She's very gifted and talented. Her name's Gia, and we're gonna start a new series on the 28th of August. I'm really excited about it. We have a little bit more planning to do, a little bit more talking about things, but I'm so excited. I'm just gonna show it. Oh my God. Okay. Let me share this. So, my friends, this is what we're doing. Third Eye Inquiry, Psychic Investigations of Cold Cases and True Crimes. How about them apples? So that's what's coming up. It's going to be pretty chill. From what I understand, the format right now is she's gonna, because I like going to cases cold. I don't care what it is, house, person. Don't tell me anything. So she's gonna she's done a few of these. I've done a missing persons thing, but they still haven't found them. And I was working with another psychic. I'm like, what do you got? We matched up. And other psychics were working on it. And I didn't tell her what I had. But the other psychics were a little bit off. We're like, Yeah, he's not like, they still haven't found him, unfortunately. Because it's just like odd. It's odd. Anyways, we're going to do this. She's going to pull up the headline, the case, whatever. She has a little bit more experience with this than I do as far as like choosing the case. And so I'm going into it cold. Obviously, we're both going to be doing the work. I don't know if she's going to be doing, I think she will, is she might be pulling like astrological charts to catch, like she checks her work that way. She does tarot. I'm just looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun. What else was I going to say? This will be on at 7 or 7:30 p.m. on Fridays. So look for that. Then, anybody got any questions? I'm super excited. Super excited. So now I'm kind of filling up my week. Wow. Okay, so I might have to add ERT radio. I gotta get a hold of Bobby. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody like have questions about like anything that I discussed today? Okay. Thank you, Magic with Moonlight. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's kind of what I told her, Jan. This is that's Maria Scorpio, and she asked the same question on Saturday and a while back. So yeah, she'd be sick by now. Like this has been some time. This has been a couple months. She's not sick. So anyways, thank you for being here. And I will see you. When am I on? Tomorrow's Tuesday. I'm not going to be on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'll be back at 3 p.m. And have a great let it go. Yeah, let it go. So I'll be back on Wednesday doing readings at 3 p.m. And thanks for being here again. Catch you later. Bye-bye.